But is it usually that you start with a beat, or do you start with a lyric, or does it like, how do you make a song?
My feeling, of course, when I hear the beat, I feel like singing and dancing. So when I hear a nice beat, I feel like, oh, how well they can dance and singing my song.
Mambo Bibi, Ujambo Africa, Bibi, Kelelo Kuluse.
Bibi Johanna Olea, and this is a podcast from Lalela Productions where we interview African artists because we do think that there is so much undiscovered talent out there that the world needs to see.
And we hope that you enjoy the show today.
Karibu sana! Okay, Kelelo, so this is our second episode.
And our second guest is coming and joining us tonight.
Yeah, and what's special about tonight is this, this topic of an artist can be many things at the same time. It doesn't have to be a musician or just an artist or a painter. It can be everything at the same time.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of the person that we are to introduce.
Yeah,
today.
let me introduce him actually.
Please.
Today on the show, we got a multi-talented powerhouse in the building. Born from a true house of talent, this artist does it all. He's a singer, dancer, performer, and certified hit maker. You might have first seen him making serious moves with the legendary musical group Makamando, where he teamed up with Mookie and lit up stages. Now he's making heat waves as a bongo flavor artist, turning up the East African sound. He has collaborated with Chino Kid and even worked with the iconic Diamond Casino dancers. This man is the definition of talent that meets hustle. Make some serious noise for Freddie.
Mmependa staili zinachezwaje? Mimi nimeimba nyie, mmependa staili zinachezwaje? Kiduku wanachezaje? Kibega wanachezaje? Mabawa wanachezaje? Gololo wanachezaje? Mangu wanachezaje? Kisingeli wanachezaje? Na viuno wanakataje? Skeleu, say! Mimi nimeimba nyie, mmependa staili zinachezwaje? Mimi nimeimba nyie, mmependa. Everybody let's go! Azonto wanachezaje? Shikorobo wanachezaje? Na shoki wanachezaje? Let's go, Bweta. Nei wanachezaje? Madoido wanachezaje? Akizombi wanachezaje? Kiroboti wanachezaje? Hey, I feel the way you dancing. Africa, stand up. Lalela, everybody say yeah. Say whoa. Say yeah. Say whoa. Shika kichwa, mabega, kiuno na miguu. Okay, let's go. Tuende. Everybody, zungusha. Let's go. Aha. Kiduku style, kibega style, mabawa style, gololo style, mangu style, kisingeli style, malgolo style, malewa style, shololo style, azonto style, shikorobo style, shoki style, Weta style, Kwaito style, everybody show their style. Let's go. You dance like a father. Let's go, say. Kibababa. Tunacheza kibababa. Kimamama. Wanacheza kimamama. Start again. Kibababa. Tunacheza kibababa. Kimamama. Tunacheza Take a photo. Ekotite, rego, ekotite, rego, ekotite, rego, ekotite, 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 ekotite. Kalangalate mama se ka. Nelize moto kanga skelabata no future. Sakadekada sataba song. Anyway, the good music. Benafika la moto. Yeah.
Thank you, man.
Thank you,
man, for being
thank
a friend
you.
of the show.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The kind of music that you create.
I'm glad we started it this way so we could feel your music and feel your dance moves.
Yes.
And the energy.
Yes,
Incredible.
yes.
I felt like I was in a concert there.
Yeah, I almost forgot I wasn't in a concert.
That's why they call us Makamando. Because the energy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Famous.
We're coming from Norway and South Africa. What does Makamando mean?
Yeah, Makamando is a soldier.
A soldier.
Yeah.
Oh, you are a dance soldier.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, Fred, welcome to this podcast where we interview up-and-coming artists. I would say to you, you are looking up-and-coming artists because actually you are...
We introduce artists.
Yes.
Yes.
Interview artists.
Yes.
To ask you first, it's like as a multi-talented artist doing dance and singing, what's like the biggest challenge of keeping all of these talents together? How can you focus on one thing, you know?
I know this is actually it's my talent. It's my talent since I was young. You know, I like the way Michael Jackson he did it, Usher Raymond and Chris Brown and stuff. So that's time I wanna find a way, but I feel it to dancing my music, not others' music. So that's why I combine dancing and music to do my stuff.
Because it's a full art expression.
Yes, I like it. Yeah. So when I see the artist he's singing and dancing, I feel like wow. That's why I try to train to be like that.
You're doing well.
Oh, wow.
It's such a strong performance, and it really communicates so much more strong than just singing and then outsource the dancing to someone else.
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
And for our viewers out there who do not know who Freddie Wayne is, you know, what is your real name? Where do you come from? And like, how did you discover music from? I'm sure from a really young age.
Yes.
Talented artist. You know, tell us a little bit more about yourself, starting from your real name.
Yeah, my name is Freddie Felix. Yeah, the real name on the passport is Freddie Felix.
Okay.
But AKA it's Freddie Wayne. I get that name Wayne because I really like the way Wayne he flow. So yeah, when I started to learn how to rap, I was listening too much Lil Wayne, and that time I get a chance to perform on the biggest show in Tanzania. It's called Fiesta. So I get the time with a big rap artist. So he was like me the way I rapping real one verse. So he said that, okay, you can come on the stage, then you can rap that verse. So that time I finished, I dropped from the stage. He said, my daddy, he told me that since today your name is going to call the Freddie Wayne.
Hey!
Yeah.
I like it. Always with artists to hear, like it's always like a deep meaning behind the name. And it's fun to know your story of it. You can definitely see that Lil Wayne reference as well.
Yeah.
With your style and also your confidence in the music. But how would you describe your music? Is like bundle flavor, or like where would you put yourself in the genre-wise?
Actually, we are doing Afropop with a touch of hip hop. On the crew, I have my partner, my friend Mookie, he's singing. So me, I choose to rap when I meet with Mookie. We combine, we create a group. I choose to rap. So when I do stuff around, I'm gonna singing and rapping around. So when we meet together, I rap. Yeah.
I like that combo. It creates a certain energy and nerve when you combine these genres of rapping. And it's like its own music, It's hard to compare it to something. But who is actually your idols when it comes to music? You mentioned Michael.
Right. Yes. I like Michael Jackson. I like Chris Brown. I like Asher Raymond, and Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
I
you just
a
mentioned.
big idol.
Yes.
So your music drives references from all of these genres, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you, it's very different from artist to artist. I mean, you work together with another artist, so I'm sure, a lot of ideas come together when you guys meet, flowing with ideas. But is it usually that you start with a beat, or do you start with a lyric, or is it how do you make a song?
Actually, it's a feeling only. When we going on the studio, we hear the beat, so. And my feeling, of course, when I hear the beat, I feel like singing and dancing. So when I hear a nice beat, I feel like, oh, how well they can dance and singing my song.
Oh my God, it's desire.
Yes, that's why I try to create big things. That's the song I start there to singing. It's how you can dance the African style. I combine almost the many style. It's like South Africa, Gwara Gwara, and Azonto from Nigeria, and Shoki, so Kibega, and Mabawa, it's from Tanzania. Kibega, I'm a own of Kibega style in Tanzania.
Kibega.
So I take a style from Congo. So that's of meaning. That's my
multi-artist.
Yes, just like that.
And I'm guessing you've worked with a lot of them.
Yeah.
My next question is, you were once with the group, joined in the group Makamando.
Yeah.
All right. Did you join the group, or did you guys form a group? And how is the relationship like? And I'm sure it was obviously the vibes.
The first time we meet with Smokey, we meet in big House of Talent in Tanzania, called Tanzania House of Talent.
And then also for the viewers out there who is not from Tanzania, what's the Talent House about?
Tanzania House of Talent is the house of a
Creative.
yes, of creative, and there is a young, they live on the street. And a way to make it on his talent. So they are joining on the house. So they're and the owner of that house, they create a way to get a man.
Oh, okay. And he capitalizes on these artists, but in a good way, in terms of him giving back. They get to showcase their talents.
Even me at Wagani Airport here. So I was on the street. So I don't know how I can use my talent. So I find
House of Talent, and it becomes a platform. In terms of you, getting a gigs, to perform.
But it's also such a nice thing, because one thing we work with a lot here in Lalela Productions is the combination of human rights and society and music as well. Music has something deeper, and I feel like that Talent House really has that meaning, because it's giving young people a chance to get into the artist industry. How old were you when you got into that?
I'm going there. I was on 21. 21.
Yeah. And that's where you met Muki, or how did it happen?
Yeah, that's why I met with Monkey. Monkey, it was a grade one.
Okay. Way back.
The beat.
Yeah.
I was small. When I joined there, I combined. So I'm listening, look what we're going to do. There's so many projects on that house. The project we combine all. It's called the Malaria Novel.
Okay.
We formed the group from there.
Makamando.
There.
Yeah, that's where you created Makamando. And then what do you think is like working so well between you and Mookie and this connection of like you are two artists coming together? Like how is it working for you to work with him? Because I know you guys have been working together, then you didn't work together. Now you're working together again.
No, we are the family. That's why no fighting. But sometimes it's happening, but it's not hard.
Yeah.
We know we are getting one between all worlds.
Right.
And it's me and Loki when we combine and we create a group, we get money.
And you also get to do your dream. I mean, except from the money, you also get to express,
your talent.
perform. And that also leads me to a question I wanted to ask you because ever since I met you the first time, it's like a lot of energy around you. And the way you dance, it gave me the energy of being in a concert in this podcast studio. So like, what happens to you when you go out on stage? Like, how do you feel?
When we go on stage, I remember the first time we are going on stage, I feel like, wow, how I can do the things on big stage.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like who's back?
Oh, such a feeling.
How can I do it? Right. There is a teacher, he said, hey, go and own it yourself because you need to do that. That's your chance.
Yeah, you rise to shine.
So I start from there. I'm going. The first time the people scream, guys.
I'm sure that motivates you as well, to continue and perform.
That's a case. First time I feel like that, babe. When I finish the show, I stay on. I'm going backstage, but I cry too much. To feel like, whoa, that's a people. They love us too much like this. They like what we're doing.
It's tears of joy. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I just want to ask a question. I know you guys, the Makamando, once actually performed for Diamond Platinum.
Yeah.
And then he chose one of the guys, one of your main, your dancers. Like, how was the mood after that? How was it altered?
We feel good because me and Mookie, we are professional dancers.
Okay.
And that's a guy he took Diamond. He's a music. He's a professional. He's my brother.
Okay.
He teach me some ways to get, So when he came to us and said that I put Mose on my side, where we have a good communication with Taiwan.
Yeah.
So we say, yes, it's okay, bro. You can go. Even if we heard we need your help, we can tell you, then we continue to do stuff.
So tell me, Fred Wayne, speaking about South African music, which South African artists do you really like? Would like to also collaborate with, maybe?
There are lots of artists collaborate with vocalists.
Oh, okay.
KO, I really like.
And what songs maybe by KO do you know?
Karakara.
Hey, kara.
Sometimes I really like the way South African people they speak. Even if I don't know what they mean, but it's me achieve the way pronunciation.
It is very beautiful, the pronunciation. When you speak Zulu, it's like you drag the word.
I really like. So sometimes I take the song, then listen what they singing.
But can you sing Kara Kara, maybe?
Yes.
Let's
Right?
Yeah. Just for life.
Hey.
Kofikara venye porisi masitwale tevalavashi shingamopasula ishtabulasha levalengu no varingere vela lavazi no vandigese bumiyo bigona si mumiye bubigona chicho.
Yeah. Yebo.
Phumula ziyasha. Hey. Azina zizophumula kusasa. Ah man.
Pagamuzi ndodusu skogoro tena zile zihamba negoninye property shoni mutu bakoye avese problem.
Chali ya mona yeri ya rata. Bamama. Hey, karudansa so. Hey, kitika mirata. Akibanyana. Don't dansa ko out. Ina dana kala gimga bla bla bla. Hey. Man.